our team and we introduce speaker and then we start.
Got it.
Yeah, I'm going live on the YouTube as well, Dr. Pallavi. I think we are good to go.
Sure, Ram.
So
I think we have one of our teammate here, Sheikh Ashfaq.
Yeah, welcome Ashfaq.
Hi Pallavi, nice to see you.
Yeah, hi. Hi, ma'am. Actually, I was connected with a different device, so that took me a little while.
Not a problem.
So are we good to go, Ramsu?
Yes, please go ahead. We are also live on the YouTube.
So a very good evening to one and all present here. I am Dr. Pallavi Vyas, and I extend a warm welcome to you all to yet another session of the Entrepreneurial Talk series that is being organized by the Lead India Foundation US. So before we begin the session, I would like to welcome Dr. Ram Maruri, the Secretary General, Lead India Liberty Foundation, for the welcome address.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Pallavi. Really appreciate you were so quick in getting Vijaya Garu, and she got to this session. I appreciate all of you. Welcome. Vijaya Durga, and she is the CEO of this, Architude, which is doing great in the social entrepreneurial space to provide the dignity and value to the Anganwadis. Right now, we see Anganwadis in a very, very dilapidated and very, really, we cannot even walk in. So, but they have been trying to give dignity and great privilege to those Anganwadi buildings, and probably she can give a nice presentation. And I also welcome Sheikh Ashfaq, who really chased me and got connected to her organization. Welcome both of you. And just to inform about Lead India, it is an organization which is in America. And so we basically promote Dr. APJ Abdul Kalamji's vision. And Kalamji's vision is to empower the sustainability in health, education, environment, agriculture. And as a derivative, we also get some result towards the peace and harmony. Without peace and harmony, whatever we do or accomplish in our life, financially or economically, I think it is not going to help. So as part of this and around these things, we have youth empowerment, women empowerment, economic development and employment generation. So without much delay, I request Dr. Pallavi to mention and just give brief about our other members of our organization. And also I would like to mention our chairman, Dr. Hari Panapalli, who lives in America last 37 years. His heart is here in India to empower the sustainability in India, working with policymakers, working with NGOs, working with entrepreneurs, innovators, then consumers or end users. So we have been volunteering. Basically, we are humble volunteers. We are volunteering for more than a decade. And we are trying to, whatever the Kalamji's vision, we are trying to realize by empowering the youth, involve them in developing their nation. First of all, we have to make them as empowered citizens. Otherwise, they cannot be involved in developing the nations. And it's a great vision of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalamji. We are really fortunate. We are able to volunteer his vision and take this vision forward. And we also welcome you to be with us and let us together take this vision forward. Over to Dr. Pallavi.
Thank you, Dr. Ram. I would now take it ahead from here. So in his absentia, I would like to extend a warm welcome to Dr. Hari Eppanapalli, the Chief Patron and Chairman of the Lead India Foundation. So he's the driving force of the Lead India Foundation, and he's otherwise a financial service professional with over 30 plus years of experience, and he's been working in different roles with major Wall Street banks. So he's basically a visionary and an entrepreneur, and he's the founding chairman of the Lead India Foundation, which was founded with the inspiration of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, as was mentioned by Dr. Ram. So it's the main vision is to provide affordable quality healthcare, education, and to preserve and protect the planet for the future generations, as well as for developing spiritual families. So basically, even though he's in US, but Dr. Hari Eppanapalli has been driving this vision of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, and he has been inspiring a lot of us to voluntarily associate with this organization and take the nation forward. And moving further, I would also like to extend a warm welcome to Mr. Varadarajan Krishna, who is the Lead India Chairman for Innovation and Entrepreneurship. Mr. Varad is the Managing Director at Induct AS Asia and MENA. He's from Harvard Business School and a co-founder of 100 Open Startups. He's an executive turned serial techpreneur and an angel investor with a track record in a career spanning over 25 years. And currently he's working for providing solutions and opportunities to various startups. He's the co-founder and CEO of The Gain, a not-for-profit accelerator based out of Bangalore. Ram sir, do we have any videos to be played?
Yeah, I would play the message of Varad about entrepreneurship and importance of it. Give me a second.
Yeah, all right.
Very good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. We just wanted to talk to you a bit about entrepreneurship and innovation. So today, the awards for the best entrepreneurship schools are being given away by Aspire Media. So in this regard, I wanted to talk about what I see is a need for entrepreneurship education now than ever before. There are many challenges that are facing us, and the challenges are something which is to do with sustainability. You must be all aware of the SDG goals. There are so many challenges: how to bring alleviation to poverty, how to provide education to everyone, how to provide mobility to all, how to provide sustainable communications, and so on. So I don't have to go into the details of all the sustainable development goals, but you all know. But it's important to know that there are so many challenges facing us, and unless innovation happens, we cannot solve them. By doing the same thing what we have been doing all these years, we won't be able to fix the problems that we're facing. So hence the need for innovation. And another challenge facing all the student community as well as those who are looking for employment is that the jobs have become minimal, lesser and lesser than before. And the new jobs of the future are going to come from not from the existing companies. They have to come from the startups that are being formed or yet to be formed. And so that is the key. Some of you will become entrepreneurs and you will create those jobs. Then the economy can grow. We'll have all-round development, more infrastructure facilities can be provided, whether it's communication, mobility, etc. All that can be done when we have growth of the GDP, growth of the economy, and so on. So it is important that at least some of you become entrepreneurs and become employers and not employees. Because if everybody becomes an employee or looking for jobs, then who is going to create those jobs? Who is going to create those organizations and entities that can employ them? So this is a key question you have to ask yourself. But the good news is, wherever I go nowadays, I see there is so much interest to do a startup, solve problems and so on. So that's another day, but it is important, I want to say, that there are so many challenges and problems to be solved. Go and solve them and become the hero of your community, wherever you are. Wish you the very best. There's a lot more to be done, and this entrepreneurship education is just the beginning. And the entrepreneurship education also provides you other opportunities in terms of even getting an edge over, your competing fellow student, right? If you have skills in entrepreneurship, nowadays even large corporations are looking for people with entrepreneurial mindset who are a go-getter. You don't need to tell anything to them. They do it on their own. So with these words, I would like to close and set the stage for these awards. Thank you so much, Jojo, for this opportunity. And we are all here to engage with you all, to take you ahead. Look for mentors who can guide you, come up with an idea, get mentored, take it to the next level, and find customers, solve the problems, and build a company, hire people, and go for an IPO. All the very best.
Yeah, that is the message of our chairman of innovation and entrepreneurship, Varatharajan Krishna. Thanks, Dr. Pallavi. Over to you.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Ram. So with this, I take great pleasure in inviting our keynote speaker for today, Ms. Vijay Durga Kopisetti. Ms. Vijay Durga is the founder and CEO at Architude BIM Services. She is an architect by profession and an entrepreneur with 14 years of experience in design and construction. She's graduated from SPA JNTU, and being a technology enthusiast, she started Architude, which is an infra-tech company that aims to reduce the carbon emissions as well as resource usage contributed by construction industry through their primary service offerings, which she would be sharing with us today about BIM services and modular constructions. So she's also been an independent director at Infernia and has been a founder of Build Easy as well. Prior to this, she has been a senior architect as well as an architect at SS Associates and Ashoka Builders and Developers as well. And she has to her credit some licenses and certifications from organizations like Revit Architecture Certified Professional. And with this, we welcome you for this session today, ma'am. And we are eagerly waiting to hear from you about your entrepreneurial journey. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Pallavi, for that detailed and very clear introduction. I think so much has been already explained. It made it a bit easy for me to start off. So great. So hello, everyone. I hope you're all doing great. As Pallavi has introduced, I'm an architect by profession, and I founded Architude BIM Services. But before going in details about my journey and Architude, I would first of all like to thank Liberty Foundation and Lead India USA, as well as APJ Abdul Kalam Memorial for giving me this opportunity to share my experiences with you all. So I have divided this session into 4 segments. I have organized it in 4 segments. In the first part, I would be speaking about Architude and our journey. And in the second segment, I would describe some necessary traits for entrepreneurship. In the third segment, I would discuss about the challenges that how to identify a challenge and deal with it in your entrepreneurial journey. And in the fourth segment, I would throw some light about how I made use of the ecosystem, a startup ecosystem around me, and how you can do it too. So let's begin. About Architude, our main motto is sustainable is affordable. So one of the barriers for anybody across the world to adopt sustainability is its affordability. Sustainability comes at a premium cost because there is a high level of customization involved in creating sustainable products or items. So if you see in market also, if something is eco-friendly or if something is organic, it comes with a premium price. So this is because we have to put an additional effort. This is exactly where the technology is coming into place. It is democratizing the things that are going into sustainability. So in the similar lines, we are trying to leverage technology to give solutions to the construction industry. So I would like to describe our organization as a construction technology company. And we provide customized solutions to Indian construction industry to improve their efficiency using virtual design and construction. So going back to 2017, I would like to start narrating how Architude had started and evolved. Back in 2017, Delhi was very famous. In fact, unpopular for its pollution levels. It's one of the worst, most polluted city in the world. And construction activity is the second major reason for the pollution levels in the city. Being an architect, I was, and also I have been working with various companies in Delhi and providing this virtual design and construction services, and would found an opportunity in this particular technology to address the pollution problem in the construction industry. So that is when the idea of Architude has come up. So yes, and how in 2017, once I conceptualized about how we can connect this technology to address the solution problems in construction industry, I immediately thought of coming up with my own organization where I have full independence to work on the ideas that are actually, have some substantial solutions. And in 2017, I set up the organization. Sorry, in 2018, I set up the organization, and I have established or registered the organization. I registered basically because I wanted to get some institutional support from the ecosystem. So immediately I have applied for various incubators, and luckily I got selected by VHub, Government of Telangana's initiative for supporting women entrepreneurship. So and I got associated since then with VHub for 2 years, and the first thing I did was I was living in Delhi and moved back to Hyderabad in 2018 to establish the organization, and have set up my office in Jubilee Hills in the VHub premises itself, and started working from there. So 2018, when another interesting thing happened apart from moving to Hyderabad is Architude quickly became one of the 18 startups that represented India in UK through some UK government's Go Global Challenge program. So, and that program had opened multiple opportunities to our organization. I mean to say, it's not about getting us projects or leads. It is about organizing the organization, or how to run a startup, or how to be an entrepreneur. So, and yeah, and then I think in 2018 and 19, all this has been happening, and we have been started scaling up our company, and then suddenly this lockdown has happened in 2020, and that too actually when we were at the urge of expansion, the lockdown had happened. But I wouldn't put this COVID lockdown in a completely negative note, because I think we have transformed ourselves. It has given us a time to retrospect what can be done to this new world. And there was also so much of movement towards digitization. So what we were doing is also digitalization of the construction industry. So, and we were trying to, make ourselves more meaningful in that situation. So we haven't stopped any expansion plans, but we have deviated it a bit. So one such deviation was starting of the training programs. So we were using these various small technologies from around the world, and using them for customization to Indian settings. So we started training, and we ended up training the architectural team of My Home Constructions as well. So they were like they are our first big client. So this training had not only provided us an alternative source of income, but also has given us access to resources who can in turn contribute to our organization. So this is, and in 2020 itself, in second half of the 2020, through we got connected to Nirmal District Collector, Mr. Musharraf Faruqi. So he has asked us to design an Anganwadi, also gave us a note about the pathetic conditions of Anganwadis in Nirmal district. So we had done case studies, we have done site visits, and we have understood the scenario properly, and we have taken examples from various other states also, and we have come up with a solution through the construction of Anganwadis through modular designs. So the technology which I have been telling we are using for the private corporate clients as well, the same technology we have customized it for offering, customized it for catering to the smaller buildings itself as well. So the catch is that we are using this technology at a large scale, but for small buildings. This has happened because we could leverage, create a modular service for this segment. So we have not only designed or created or developed this model, but also have implemented a pilot in Nirmal district. If you can allow me to share the screen, I'll quickly press. Okay, I think you can see my screen right now. So I'll quickly explain you about how this modular constructions have been worked out and helped construction of Anganwadis. So about this modular structures, I would like to say that why modular? Because the turnaround time is very quick. We could finish the construction within a month, within the stipulated budget of 8 lakhs, and it was easy to install. You do not require any specific skill set to get this thing done. And we have created everything virtually, and we have understood its efficiency and its implementation, and then executed it on site. So we have constructed 2 buildings in 2021. One is a cultural community center at Adilabad, and the other is Anganwadi Center. It is also known as Integrated Child Development Center in the district of Nirmal. So if you can see these on the left, on the top, and on the right are the virtual models, and on the left, these tiny models are the real construction happened at the site. So the whatever virtual models we are creating are not just the 3D representations of the elements. They actually behave like the real buildings. So this we are doing for a building which is of 500 SFT to 5 million SFT. So we are trying to represent all the segments in the construction industry and make this solution workable. And yeah, so in 2021, our expansion plans have begun, and now in 2022 we are still on expansion spree, and right now we are 18 members strong team, and we have a revenue of around 20 lakhs per month. So yeah, and yes, this is broadly about Architude. So we are primarily a virtual construction company. And I would now would like to throw some light about the learnings from my entrepreneurial journey, and that will bring us to our second segment, the must-have traits for entrepreneurs. So the first trait is, I would say, I have rephrased a quote: "Jack of all trades and king of one." I would definitely suggest all of you, the budding entrepreneurs or who are at the verge of beginning their entrepreneurial journey, to pick up one trait and you be very perfect on it, as well as have a good grip on all the other related disciplines. So this will give you a very good advantage and you become irreplaceable in your organization, whatever position you have taken up. And this will also help you in coordination among, I mean, as an entrepreneur, you cannot at all ignore at least one segment of in the startup environment. So yeah, it is suggested that you so it is suggested that you have developed these traits. A grip on all the different disciplines like accounting, marketing, business development, etc. In the second important aspect I would focus on is delegation. You alone won't be able to make anything possible. You cannot give enough merit to your team. So team is the backbone of every company, at least the core team. Unless you reach up to 20, each and every team person will add a great value. So we have to have this good understanding about delegation, right thing at right time to a right person. And delegation has to be complemented with constant follow-ups, because you are only delegating the work, not the responsibility. And this delegation also buys you a lot of time to do various activities at a go. And because this session is about sustaining through innovation, I would definitely like to insist upon being open to learning and being open to new ideas. So this helps you in intertwining innovation into your startup. So innovation is not about inventing a product. It is about doing a particular work in a particular method and the most optimal method. So this innovation is a constant process. It's not a particular, it's not a particular item that you have to work upon daily for some time. It has to be intertwined with whatever you do. And finally, last but not the least, discipline. You are, as an entrepreneur, you are looked up to by many people around you and mostly by your team. If you lack self-discipline, it will be a great disappointment for people who are looking up to you. So have a discipline, and that will inspire a great deal of adherence by your team. And the third segment, which I would like to discuss about, is the challenges that how I try to overcome these challenges in the entrepreneurial journey. So challenges are like two types. I'm guessing you haven't heard of this kind of segregation ever. So I have divided challenges into two segments. One is in the challenges that are explicit, which are very known to you. It's that explicit, like finances. Of course, finances are very important. You will be tight on money, and you will have to have a strategy to overcome that challenge. So it's very explicit. Or dealing with people, probably your team or your clients. Those are also explicit. These are going to be, and you have a plan for it. But the second segment of challenges are very important because they are hidden. So the second segment is hidden challenges. For example, there can be a mindset which is not allowing you to work on what you want. There must be some blockade in your subconscious mind, or your surroundings, or your conditioning. There must be some particular, somebody in your ecosystem talking something, and which hindered you doing, which may have hindered your risk appetite, right? So, or your inner fear, which is not letting you to take bold actions. So, explicit is has one method of dealing with it. You need to have a strategy, but you should always constantly looking for hidden challenges, because you can, if you do not identify them, how will you even address them, right? So, yeah. And that is how I have overcome a great deal of challenges. It is all inner engineering that had done to, because our startup is like addressing diverse segments. It is in construction industry, but we are doing a tiny Anganwadi, which is helping the grassroots level people. And also we are doing a 1 million SFT high-rise construction project. So this constant innovation and breaking the barriers was happening all the time. And yes, learning from the failures. Winning formulas are unique. You cannot learn from people who have won the game, because every winning game was unique. A very winning experience is unique. But if you study for failures carefully, you'll know what mistakes to avoid, what not to do. Learning what not to do is very crucial, because knowing what to do is your own game. It is you have to create your own way. So of course it is inspiring to understand other people's journey, to get to listening to the winning stories and get inspired. But even though it is a bit painful to learn about failures, it is a big must. And finally, dealing with the startup ecosystem, I can very confidently say that my startup had benefited from the ecosystem, startup ecosystem around me to a great deal. We have had helped us connecting to the government. We have had brought us international customers, and connects, and TSIC has gave us a reputation as a unique, sustainable startup in 2021. And yeah, so I cannot say how much we have been benefited from the startup ecosystem, but I should say it is a strategy, it is a skill to get what you want. So I would like to give you a few tips about how you can make use of the ecosystem. So first thing is, like, you should know what you want. You cannot just lean upon any support system you got. It would it is neither beneficial for you, and you're also wasting the time of others. So you have to be very clear about your purpose, know what you want, and keep your agenda clear before meeting your mentors or the fellow startup system people. And you have to clearly differentiate between the general talk and acquaintance talk, and also purposeful talk. Before becoming a part of any ecosystem, so there are multiple incubators around us. You have TIE, you have ALEAP, you have government incubations. So you understand your business and also see who is most beneficial to you, and you do not have to stick with one incubator. I'm not suggesting that, but you should know what exactly expect from whom, so that both their purpose is also solved, because their mandate is to help startups and your mandate is to grow your startup. So identify that sync, have your purpose and agenda clear, and then approach the people. I think it will really have a very good positive influence on your organization. And I think I have explained everything about my journey and my startup. I hope I'm very purposeful for you all, or resourceful to you all about intended out of this session. Thank you so much once again for this opportunity. I'm open for questions now.
Thank you so much, Ms. Vijaya, for such a elaborate yet sweet and very precise presentation that you had. I mean, that segregation definitely was very sensible. I mean, we hardly have people who would organize and segregate their topics in terms of the challenges that they would want to talk about or the entrepreneurial lessons. So thank you so much. Your presentation was very easy and simple to understand with regards to the work that you've been doing, because before I heard you speak, I really had this doubt in my mind, what exactly might you be doing and what exactly, do you do with regards to sustainability? And I think, yeah, you answered my question, the doubt that I had in my mind, that you are into, this digital construction business, and then how you, put forward that business. So I just had this doubt in my mind that you design these digital structures, and then the final construction also is taken care by your organization only, or you are aligning with other service providers. How do you do that?
We have a supply chain ready for that. A supply chain, like we have a group of contractors, as in when we customize the modular design for a particular site and we give away the purchase orders and stuff, they will be doing their work. And we also have this monitoring program also. So daily wise, they'll have a schedule about what has to be happened on that particular day. And our person from the office will be monitoring the work.
All right, all right. So in your team, you would have architects and engineers as well, is it?
Yes, we are architects, civil engineers, as well as mechanical engineers. We have graphics people also. So it's a diverse team. We have all kind of, engineering professionals, I should say.
Okay, great, great, great. So I have another question that I want to ask. You talked about the challenges of entrepreneurs in general, but then being a woman entrepreneur, specifically for women, do you think, I mean, there are specific challenges which probably men might not face? One common thing being family, yes, but then apart from that, or maybe that are included as well, what are the major challenges that you think you have faced or women in general face?
Yeah. So one thing is that networking would be an issue, especially in construction industry. You know how the deals work. Like you have like late parties in late evenings, and like bunch of men sit and like fix deals across the table. So that would be really a big challenge for women in construction industry. But saying so, there is like because of because of less number of women present, you get that attention also. So it's you have a women CEO there, so you get that attention also. So I think it is compensated like that. But number two is money. I can see my male counterparts raising like lakhs and crores so easily. That is, I don't know, it's specific to women or it is a blockade. For me in general, I'm not very upfront about raising funds. There is some bit of hesitation in me asking for money openly, like in terms of funds or in terms of debt, or yes. I think yes, I think that is one hurdle I would definitely mention. And I think even though there are many challenges, it is up to that individual to overcome that, because nothing is not challenging in this world, as I see it.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean, whatever you may do, I think there are challenges in every field. But then, yeah, it's definitely very, very interesting to know a woman into construction and doing so well. So when we think about construction, we really have a very specific kind of a thought process. But when I see you and I speak with you, I think you definitely are doing a very good job.
Let me tell you, like this technology is really democratizing the construction industry because much of the site work has reduced. Earlier, if you say 90% on-site work was there, now it has reduced to 50%. Most of the work is done in-house only in the virtual, due to the virtual construction. So it has opened the doors for more women to participate because of the less field work.
Yeah, I'm sure. And watching you, I mean, it must be an inspiration to a lot of other females out there who might plan to get into such a industry, but might not be, very comfortable getting into it. So I'm sure you would be an inspiration to a lot of those females for sure. So do we have any other questions? Ram sir, do we have any question from you?
Yeah, first of all, I really appreciate the cause and the entrepreneurship model you have come up with here and the team of Architecture. So I would like to know what exactly you are looking for, the side of investment side of to take your vision forward. Do you have any such investment plan? You can give some brief on that so that we will know how to reach out to our associates to help you.
Yes. So for the corporate segment, we have like projects, the whatever fee they would be paying, it would be more than sufficient for us to deliver the services promptly. So I'm not looking for any funding on the corporate delivery segment, but yes, on this social entrepreneurship side, like especially when we are developing these modules, I would be definitely we are definitely open for the investment because right now we only have a module for Anganwadi. With an additional investment, we can speed up our research process, wherein instead of one module for Anganwadi, we can come up with several modules with several alternative materials which are suitable for across the country. And not just Anganwadis, we would like to also expand for public healthcare centers, childcare homes, and for women, homes for women, and ICUs. So many other areas which needed attention is also there in India. So definitely with an additional funding, we would be able to leverage this platform to become accessible to many more in the country.
So that's great to know. And I request Dr. Pallavi to get in touch with you and take any proposals you have, so that those proposals we can push through in our network to support you wherever, through CSR or through investment or venture capital funding or whatever the way, you need our support. Right?
Thank you so much.
So that's the reason you were called or requested to have this session today. And I'm glad you could be able to make it. And we thank you very much for your valuable time once again. And also our host of the session, Dr. Pallavi, and also Ashwak. Thank you for all of your time. I think you can give concluding remarks, Dr. Pallavi. Thank you.
Yeah, ma'am, you want to say something?
Yeah. I just wanted to thank you and Mr. Ram for giving this opportunity, and it is my pleasure to participate in this program and be able to help budding entrepreneurs, the youth of the country. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ms. Vijaya Durga. So as we come to the end of today's session, I really wish to thank you, our keynote speaker for today, Ms. Vijaya Durga Kopisetti, for taking out your time to be with us here today and for sharing your entrepreneurial journey with us. I'm sure you have inspired a lot of those females who've been planning to enter into this construction industry probably, but then may have certain hesitations. I'm sure after listening to you, they would definitely be able to, get out of that stereotype that they may have. So as Dr. Ram also mentioned, I will definitely be connecting with you again, probably tomorrow again, we can connect. In fact, Mr. Ashfaq, I don't want to forget mentioning his name. He's been constantly checking out with me, what would be the schedule, how long will you be taking to share the flyer. So I think, Ram sir, we were able to push it today quickly was because of Mr. Ashfaq. So I really wish to thank him for being so forthcoming and for connecting so quickly and then organizing the session with you today. So thank you so much, Mr. Ashfaq. I think, ma'am, you want to say something?
Yes, I'm very sorry, Ashwin. Thank you so much. And I must tell you, my team is amazing. Without my team, I'm not here. Like, I'm not anywhere around. Everybody in my team is very responsible. I think they believe in the purpose of Architude. So they contribute out and out. And Ashwak, yes, Ashwak, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you so much. There was.
Yeah, Mr. Ashwak.
Yeah, so thank you very much. Now we are done. I'm closing the session now. Okay.